we're going to start at the bottom of the pyramid and work up. And that's going to fix some of these behaviors. So instead of thinking like, oh, well, my teen's not listening, they're arguing, they're not, they're not helping out, they're being lazy, we can start to see those as maybe they're hungry, maybe they're tired, maybe their nervous system is just dysregulated. Maybe apathy is not a character flaw, but it's actually a protection mechanism, right? So maybe they're feeling overwhelmed, and as a result, they're being apathetic. And we think, oh, well, they're just being lazy. Well, no, they're in overwhelm, and their body is protecting themselves, and it looks like laziness to us, right? Those types of things helps us to have a better approach to our teens as we understand what's actually going on behind the scenes.
And even being hangry,
Yes,
right? Your
exactly.
11-year-old that's hangry is like, "The sky
Mhm.
is falling," or even the little ones, they get thirsty or tired. You
Mhm.
start noticing this. Let me let's go to we'll just kinda I'm just gonna give little touch points and examples. Let's take a 15-year-old girl who doesn't feel love. What's she going to start doing to get love? Where's she gonna go looking for love and accept? Yeah, 15, 16-year-old girl doesn't feel loved. Where's she gonna start looking, right? Let's take a 17-year-old boy or who know yeah, social media, exactly.
Yep,
Oh my goodness.
exactly.
And are you ever gonna find true validation on social media? Not gonna happen. She's also gonna be if she's gonna go looking for any boy who will
Mhm.
give her attention.
Or an early relationship.
Early relationship where she's
Yeah.
being manipulated. She'll find it in inappropriate ways. Yeah. And now, let's say a young man who feels like he doesn't get enough attention. Like he doesn't feel noticed. He doesn't feel appreciated. He doesn't even feel like he matters. What's he going to start doing to get more attention?
Driving
Right?
fast,
Get it?
getting a tattoo,
Rebelling.
green mohawk.
Yeah. Trying to overcompensate. Get in
Working out.
trouble. Why? Why would he get in trouble? It doesn't make sense to us. Why would he get in trouble? If he really just wanted attention and love, why would he get into trouble?
Mhm.
Because it gets attention.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You're getting in trouble. And it doesn't make sense to him either, but he's like, oh, I'm getting attention. I'm gonna be seen here. And at the most extreme levels, we have the poor kids we hear about on the news who are out doing horrendous, terrible, destructive things. And ultimately they just wanted attention. They wanted significance. They wanted love. Isn't this powerful? And so it comes back to the little things we're doing in our
Mhm.
homes, like genuinely loving and caring and teaching and connecting, meeting these needs, not at a superficial level, but at an extraordinary level. And then the kids are solid, great
Mhm.
mindsets, great heart sets, and great skill sets. Man, they are ready for life.
Mhm.
But if those things are missing, they're wandering and they end up easily getting into trouble.
Right. And that's why we personally love to emphasize and talk about the habits of a successful life. Greg does the whole class that's live for teens on habits of a successful life because when it really comes down to it, these habits are more important than grades. It's more important than talent. It's more important than their circumstances. These habits are the things that will determine their happiness, success, and fulfillment in life in mental health, physical health, relationships, financial success, basically all of it. It comes down to understanding these human needs and then developing specific habits around them so that they can live a self actualized life, right? Just a life that has purpose and meaning and fulfillment rather than just one that checks the boxes. They got the grades, but they don't know how to manage their mental health. So, really, what good is that, anyways? You know what I mean? Our focus is always on let's learn the skills that actually make the biggest difference. And that is the thing that's going to determine our lifelong happiness and that we want to actually be around each other and we enjoy spending time together. and we're happy. Even though life's not perfect and there's still challenges, we know how to deal with those challenges. We know how to take them on. We know how to resolve them. Those are the skills that actually matter. And those are the things we're going to be going through here.
You guys, isn't this wild? Isn't this so cool? You start thinking new stuff, and people have been doing this for years and years and years. They're trying to research. For decades, they've been trying to guess or figure out who's the most likely to succeed. In fact, they've been doing that since you and I were in high school. They were guessing, hey, who's the most likely to succeed? Who's the most likely to do this, do that? Well, researchers got into it. They started it at the military academies at what's the army one? Hello, West Point.
Wes-
They started West Point, the Navy Academy. They're like, okay, of all these people coming in this year, which ones will make it? The special forces units in the military, which ones will make it? And then they would make these guesses, and they were researching forever. Is it the strongest ones, the fastest ones, the ones that came from lots of money, or the ones that came from poverty? Are they the tallest, the most athletic, the most talented? Are they the ones that are most lively, that have the most social skills? What are the determining factors? Who's going to succeed? And what we find across the board is it really comes back to these things, like what's going on in the mindset and the heart set, and then the skill set.
And what are the habits? Yeah.
And the habits are the building blocks for
Hmm.
happiness and success. It's so powerful. So if we want, we always do, obviously, and thank you for being here. It's because you want your family to
Hmm.
succeed. You want your kids to be happy and successful, truly, genuinely happy and successful. This is how we build.